Hey everybody, my name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. I wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of The Morning Show. I'm the creator, the producer, and the host of the show. We want you to check out our website. It's themorningshowwithnatalie.com. You can go to that website. You can see all about our sponsors, all about the show. You can even listen to live episodes while they're going on right there from the website. Another way to listen to the show live is go to Live 365. You can download that app and just search for The Morning Show. It's right there. Super easy. We want you to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you will. That way you can keep up with what's going on The Morning Show. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Hey friend, it's great to have you tuned into The Morning Show today. Here on The Morning Show, you'll hear your favorite Southern gospel music and some of the classics you'll never forget. And now, the hostess of The Morning Show, Natalie Duncan-Emmons.
When you wake up to the storm and all you feel are the waves crashing against your boat, you wonder if anybody remembers you or the journey that you're on. When you feel discouraged from what you see on the news or the events going on around you, well, friend, cut it off. Don't look to the left or to the right, look up. And when everything inside of you is screaming to be afraid, to accept defeat, or to hand our enemy a victory, well, you need to sing. And then keep singing. Sing it some more. For we are God's people. And that's just what God's people do. Well, we sing.
He said sing, from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. And sing, when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing. He said sing, from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. And sing, when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing. When God created living things, He knew we'd need a way to share our fears, our questions, and our dreams. Oh, there were words, but words won't do when joy swells up inside. There simply had to be a better way. And He said sing, from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. And sing, when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing. The birds God sent on flashing wings to fill the sky with song. Put music in the brook and crashing sea.
The wind blew through the threads of grass like fingers through the strings of golden harps that made the meadow sing.
Then He said sing, from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. You can sing, when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing.
The psalmist said, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before His presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, He is God. It is He that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are His people and the sheep of His pasture. Enter into His gates with thanksgiving, and into His courts with praise. Be thankful unto Him, and bless His name. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and His truth endureth to all generations."
Then He said sing, from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air.
You can sing,
When there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep
to the morning show. Have you ever heard someone say, or have you ever said yourself, I feel so close to God, or I feel God working in my life? Well, that's terrific if you feel God in your life or if you feel close to God. But Ephesians 2:8 reminds us that salvation comes through faith, not through feelings. Ephesians 2:8 says, For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. Feelings are inconsistent. They're unreliable. They are generated from the heart, and the heart is deceitful. Jeremiah 17:9 says, The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So we can't base our relationship with God on a wavering feeling or connection. If we base our Christian life on fluctuating emotions, we will quickly suffer defeat. There will be times when we don't feel God's presence. It is then that we come back to faith in what God has said and what He has promised us. I'm glad you're listening to the morning show. There's simply no other place I'd rather be than right here with you. Oh, I love a little Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver.
Well, I went down in the valley to pray.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
And I met old Satan down on my way.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
Now what you reckon he said to me?
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
He said I'm too young to die and too old to pray.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
I went on down the valley and began to pray.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
I made Satan and a liar and stayed all day.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
Well, children, all I want,
my brother,
all I want, oh Lord, is a little more faith in Jesus. Children, all I want,
my brother,
all I want, is a little more faith in Jesus. Well, get back, Gander, and give me room.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
Then I heard a little voice inside of me.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
Now what you reckon he said to me?
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
Said my sins are forgiven and my soul set free.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
Well, children, all I want,
my brother,
all I want, oh Lord, is a little more faith in Jesus. Children, all I want,
my brother,
all I want, is a little more faith in Jesus. Just a little more faith and a little more grace.
just a little more faith in Jesus.
Just a little more faith in the Christian race.
Just a little more faith in Jesus.
Well, children, all I want,
my brother,
all I want, is a little more faith in Jesus. Children, all I want,
my brother,
all I want, is a little more faith in Jesus.
We have come too far to turn back now. There's an end in sight we see, and the Lord has brought us safe thus far with His grace and perfect peace. But too many battles have been lost with the finish line in sight. So let us keep the faith and win this race before the day turns into night. When you're halfway up the mountain, there's no time to rest a while. When you're halfway to your victory, you must go that extra mile. Just keep pressing on, though the road is long. When your feet get tired, still you must walk on. Oh, when you're halfway up the mountain, just keep climbing to the top. With our back to every valley low, yet, so let us just keep traveling on. When you're halfway up the mountain, there's no time to rest a while. When you're halfway to your victory, you must go that extra mile. Just keep pressing on, though the road is long. When your feet get tired, still you must walk on. Oh, when you're halfway up the mountain, just keep climbing to the top. When you're halfway up the mountain, there's no time to rest a while. When you're halfway to your victory, you must go that extra mile. Just keep pressing on, though the road is long. When your feet get tired, still you must walk on. Oh, when you're halfway up the mountain, just keep climbing to the top. Just keep pressing on, though the road is long. When your feet get tired, still you must walk on. Oh, when you're halfway up the mountain, just keep climbing to the top. Keep on climbing, just climbing to the top. Climbing to the top.
Halfway up the mountain, that is the tribute quartet. Well, this is pretty big. This is pretty big. We have a featured artist of the week. If we've ever had one, we've sure got one this week. Had to pull about every string that I have to get this one done, but hey, we finally got it. Originated back in 1988 by Mr. Dean Hickman, the Guardians. The Guardian Quartet has become one of the most beloved and elite quartets in all of gospel music. And what an honor to say that this week, the Guardians will be the featured artist right here on The Morning Show. And that's not all. Pat Barker himself, bass singer extraordinaire, and one of the most likable people on the face of the earth. He will be right here on The Morning Show on Friday. How about that? Let's have a good time with the Guardians. What do you say?
Come on, come on, come on. Come on in this house. Oh, well, why don't you come on in this house? Well, why don't you come on in this house? Yeah, why don't you come on in this house? Come on in this house of the Lord. You know we're seeking soul salvation. Come on in this house. Well, we're seeking soul salvation. Come on in this house, yeah. Seeking soul salvation. Come on in this house. Come on in this house of the Lord. Now Jesus said to Peter, on this rock I'll build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against the rock that availeth much. In every city I'll build a church, on the solid rock it'll stand, and I'll say, shelter. Listen children, go and come again. You got a standing invitation to my Father's house. Oh, standing invitation to my Father's house. Yeah, standing invitation to my Father's house. Come on in this house of the Lord. Come and go with me to my Father's house, to my Father's house. Come and go with me to my Father's house, to my Father's house. There's peace and joy and love. There's victory from above. Come and go with me to my Father's house, to my Father's house. Well, why don't you come on in this house? And why don't you come on in this house? Yeah. Why don't you come on in this house? Come on in this house of the Lord. Good time. Good time. We're gonna have a time. We're gonna have a good time. Good time. We're gonna have a time. Come on, clap your hands. Good time. We're gonna have a time. Somebody take a stand and testify. Get up out of your seat. You know there's healing in this house. Salvation in this house. There's happiness in this house. You will be blessed.
strikes like lightning out of the blue. There's no silver lining shining in view. Well, I don't have the power to make the clouds move, yet in my weakness there's one thing I know I can do.
When I get down on my knees, lift up my heart, tell God everything. When life falls apart, I cry to my Father, 'cause He understands. It's the one thing I know I can do. Until the storm is over, I'll pray my way through. They say it's always darkest just before dawn. That's when I fight the hardest just to stay strong. When life's out of my hands, I keep holding on. I run to the place I know my help comes from. When I get down on my knees, lift up my heart, tell God everything. When life falls apart, I cry to my Father, 'cause He understands. It's the one thing I know I can do. Until the storm is over, I'll pray my way through. My circumstances don't change who He is, for God is still God, and just knowing this, I can get down on my knees, lift up my heart, tell God everything. When life falls apart, I cry to my Father, 'cause He understands. It's the one thing I know I can do. Until the storm is over, I'll pray my way through. Until the storm is over,
One day this storm will be over.
until the storm is over, I'll pray my way through.
Let's talk about Star C Suites Catering. Hey, it's Teacher Appreciation Week coming up soon. Next week, May 8th through the 12th. Did you know that? I don't even know if I've ever heard of Teacher Appreciation Week. I'm so glad somebody told me. Well, it is. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. Last week was state testing. No breaks, no foods, no drinks. You know how tough all of that is. I know I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Just keep me on the morning show. So now look, we need to do something special for our teachers, and here's some great ideas. Star C Suites and Catering, they can take care of you. They will even deliver it to teachers locally in our area. They'll deliver it to the schools. On Thursday, May the 11th, that's going to be delivery day. Here's what they'll do. You can order a dozen Oreo balls. They'll do the mini white chocolate raspberry bundt cakes. Those are always a hit, and they're beautiful. They'll do a dozen chocolate-covered pretzels, a half a dozen chocolate-covered strawberries, or the mini sour cream pound cake. I'm going to give you the right number today, 601-900-0214, 601-900-0214, or the simplest thing is just look up Heather Compton, Star C Suites and Catering on the Facebook. Send her a message. This is the easy way to go for Teacher Appreciation Week. They'll deliver it. They'll take care
To the morning show. And now, with your patriotic point of view, here's Larry Gresson.
The oldest cultural institution in the nation's capital, the Library of Congress, occupies a unique place in American civilization. Established as a legislative library in 1800, it grew into a national institution in the 19th century. Since World War II, it has become an international resource and the world's largest library. In its three massive structures on Capitol Hill, the Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and James Madison Memorial Buildings, the Library of Congress brings together the concerns of government, learning, and librarianship, an uncommon combination, but one that has greatly benefited American scholarship and culture. The library was founded in 1800 with $5,000 appropriated by Congress when the U.S. Capitol was moved from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C. Today's Library of Congress boasts 21 reading rooms, and the collection reached more than 167 million items in 2018. The library has approximately 838 miles of bookshelves. The largest book in the Library of Congress is a 5 by 7 foot book featuring color images of Bhutan. Its collections are universal, not limited by subject, format, or national boundary, and include research materials from all parts of the world and in more than 450 languages. Approximately half of the library's books and serial collections are in languages other than English. The Library of Congress is the research library that officially serves the United States Congress and is the de facto National Library of the United States. The library is open to everyone over high school age, and more than 2 million tourists visit it annually. I'm Larry Gressett with your Patriotic Point of View.
The Patriotic Point of View was brought to you by Joe McGee Construction. Joe McGee Construction believes family is one of God's greatest gifts. Family owned and operated for the past 33 years, Joe McGee Construction is the proud employer of some of Mississippi's best tradesmen. Together, we are supporting our communities and working hard to ensure that every commute to work and every ride to school brings us safely home to our loved ones. Valuing faith, family, and the Magnolia State, Joe McGee Construction is building safer roads for a better Mississippi. Joe McGee is my friend, and I thank him for helping us bring you the best mix of Southern gospel music, along with your patriotic...
On the way to work every morning. We love you. Keep up the good work.
All my life, all I know, God's been good, good to my soul. Mountain high, valley low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go. So all my life, all I know, God's been good, good to my soul. Mountain high, valley low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go. God is for me, He's not against me. I will hold to the plans He has for me. When
Big news coming out of Daywind. Hey, there's always big news coming out of Daywind, right? Daywind Music Group has signed the Ark Encounter and Creation Museum's very own resident gospel group. They are known as True Song. They are now on the New Day record label at Daywind Music Group. The group brings gospel music to their large daily audiences, infused with worship, southern, and country sounds. True Song has already been nominated for Favorite New Artist for the 2023 Singing News Fan Awards. How about that? Their debut radio release is called Army of Love. It just came out on Friday, April the 28th. It is available for download wherever you stream your music, and their first full-length album will be out on June the 9th. It is called Tell Somebody. But for now, we're focused on this new song called Army of Love. We hope to have these guys on the show very soon. So here's the newest group added to that New Day label over there at Daywind. Congratulations, guys. Here's True Song.
So many hearts are hurting, so many people in need, so many lost and lonely. Lord, give us eyes to see. We've got a message of healing for those who've given up. We're taking hope to the hopeless, 'cause we're an army of love. We are a world-changing, difference-making, kingdom-building, soul-shaking people of God. We are a light shining, death-defying, gospel-taking, testifying army of love. We've been given a mission, called to be the light. We're standing up to the darkness and pushing back on the night. Oh, we are a world-changing, difference-making, kingdom-building, soul-shaking people of God. We are the light shining, death-defying, gospel-taking, testifying army of love. Yeah, we're an army of love. Rise up, everybody go and tell someone. Rise up, tell them all about what love has done. Rise up, everybody go and tell someone. Rise up, tell them all about what love has done. Yeah. We are the world-changing, difference-making, kingdom-building, soul-shaking people of God. We are a light shining, death-defying, gospel-taking, testifying army of love. We are a world-changing, difference-making, kingdom-building, soul-shaking people of God. We are a light shining, death-defying, gospel-taking, testifying army of love. Yeah, we're an army of love. Yeah, we're an army of love.
SouthernGospelPrizes.com wants to send you to the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum. You can register to win 2 Ark and Museum combo passes. You'll get to see True Song perform live at the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum. This is all in celebration of the new True Song release, Tell Someone. No purchase necessary, must be 18 to enter. We'll draw for the winner July 1st. You'll find registration and all the details at SouthernGospelPrizes.com. Southern Gospel Prizes for Southern Gospel fans. SouthernGospelPrizes.com.
Hey everyone, this is Randy, your friendly morning show announcer, taking just a second to remind you that you can find the morning show on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search The Morning Show, Natalie Duncan-Emmons, and it pops right up. Once there, you can listen to all of the past shows, episodes, interviews that you might have missed. So go to YouTube, search The Morning Show, Natalie Duncan-Emmons, and listen to The Morning Show as long as your little heart desires. Hey, thanks again for supporting Natalie and The Morning Show, and as always, may the Lord richly bless you.
When I first met him, I didn't know that all he wanted was my soul. Said he wanted to be my friend. When he reached out and took my hand, he wasn't scary like you think. He was wearing white, had an angel's face. He started talking before I knew. We were down the road a mile or two. He'll take you farther than you wanna go. Show you hurt like you never known. You lose yourself one step at a time. He'll keep you longer than you wanna stay. Cost you more than you wanna pay. Oh, the road to hell begins holding the devil's hand. I heard him whisper in my ear and told me things I wanted to hear. With every lie that left his lips, I could feel him tighten up his grip. That's when I should have turned and ran into the light and away from him. But I listened to every word he said, 'cause lying is what he does best. He'll take you farther than you wanna go. Show you hurt like you've never known. You lose yourself one step at a time. He'll keep you longer than you wanna stay. Cost you more than you wanna pay. Oh, the road to hell begins holding the devil's hand. Oh, I spent a lot of years watching all my demons dancing there, laughing at me. Oh, but finally said I wanna be free. Lord, set me free. Light came down all at once. The nail-scarred hands picked me up. Then he looked that devil in the eye. He said, you can't have him, this one's mine. So take your hands off him, 'cause this one's mine.
Sometimes I feel like I'm just walking around with my head up in the clouds. I'm steady moving, but I'm not gaining ground. Heading the wrong way in a crowd. And I remember I'm not part of this world. I'm moving higher each day. Upward mobility sounds mighty good to me, and I just can't wait to get away. I got to remember I'm not here to stay. I'm looking forward to a If you are bothered by the problems of life, don't you let them get you down. No. Just look to Jesus, you will not be denied. He'll move you up to higher ground. Don't you forget, you're a child of the King, that you're an heir to his throne. You may not know just when he's coming back again. He'll take us to a happy home. Y'all, I got to remember I'm not here to stay. I'm looking forward to a brighter day. I got to remember I'm not here for long. I'm just living in my temporary home. Got to remember I'm not here to stay. I'm looking forward to a brighter day. I got to remember I'm not here for long. I'm just living in my temporary home.
Hey everybody, this is Southbound and this is your Monday Motivation. Monday Motivation. You know, a lot of people think what we do is glamorous. It's all fun and no games and all that stuff, and it's just a great time. It is. We love what we do, but it's a push, it's a grind, it's just endurance. We're about to drive 9 hours to Georgia. We're in Louisiana. I'm telling you right now, in life, if you want something, if you want God to do something, remember what the angel told Mary. Not just God, with God, all things are possible. Don't stop pushing, don't stop working, and don't stop reaching for your dream. And God will make it happen.
Take all that he's given, a life worth living. We know that in this life there always comes a time every one of us will find a fork in the road. You can go left and make things right, stand in the dark or walk in the light. Don't know about you, but I know I found my way home. Now life is worth living when you've been forgiven. A brand new man still walking in the same pair of shoes.
Well, here's a little story that's just going to encourage you that if you don't like something, speak up about it. Now, I probably do this to a fault. Sometimes Joey tells me, just let it go. Just let that one go. Just be quiet about that one. So I kind of say something about everything, but sometimes you need to say something. If you don't like the way things are, you could make a change. You could make things better just by speaking up. And we have a little proof here from 9-year-old Killian Palmer. Now, Killian is a 3rd grade student from Farmington Hills, Michigan. And he was very, very upset about the mac and cheese in the lunchroom at his school. He loves mac and cheese, but he was not very satisfied with the mac and cheese at his lunchroom. So he decided to do something about it, and I think he has set a magnificent example to the rest of us. He actually went to the school district's Board of Education. He wrote a persuasive essay and was allowed to get up and speak in front of the board about this issue that he is so passionate about. After patiently and professionally waiting 90 minutes for his turn to speak, Killian is quoted as saying, "I saw burnt pieces all over the mac and cheese. I had to use all of my milk to swallow down the burnt pieces to get the bad taste out of my mouth. And there's so much more cheese than there is macaroni. It doesn't balance at all." He told the board that he loves mac and cheese and he's so disappointed every time he sees mac and cheese on the school menu because he knows what it's going to be. Just pour your heart out, son, especially when you're passionate about something. Just tell them how you feel. After presenting his case to the board, they took him very seriously. The president of the board said she was going to deal with this issue. And 2 days after this board meeting, Killian happily reports that he saw a huge change in the mac and cheese in their cafeteria. All right, so there you go. That's what happens when you just speak up. You don't win every battle, but every once in a while you do. So be like Killian and politely speak up about what you don't like, and maybe things will change. Go ahead, Killian. I'm on your side. Mac and cheese really does matter.
The Martins, give them a good hand, okay?
Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. You can talk about your king of Gideon, you can talk about your king of Saul, but there's none so great as Joshua at the battle of Jericho. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling. The walls come a-tumbling. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Oh, Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Oh, Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. You can talk about your king of Gideon, you can talk about your king of Saul, but there's none so great
We're here to let the world know God's got a song, and it is the song of salvation through Jesus Christ and Him alone. And we will sing this song, and we will play this song as long as we have breath in these bodies. And then the Lord will give us a new song, a song that only the redeemed can sing, and we will sing that song through all of eternity. My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons, and you are listening to The Morning Show.
We're glad you're listening this morning to The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
You're listening to The Morning Show, and here's your pastor's perspective, brought to you today by Dr. Tony Evans of Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship in Dallas, Texas.
When God moves, He can turn things around on a dime. He can flip the script overnight. That's why I love the word in the Bible, suddenly. That means God came out of nowhere and blew our minds with how quickly He changed a situation that often looked like it was going downhill fast, hopeless, without purpose, without rhyme and reason. He can intervene and interfere with people, places, processes, problems, predicaments, and He can do it suddenly, quickly, on the turn of a thought. He can turn things around. That's why you must not quit. You must never give up. No matter how dark the night seems to be in your situation and circumstances, don't you throw in the towel on God because of that word suddenly. His ability to reverse outcomes, His ability to change sequences, His ability to interfere with what you thought could never change. You see, you really need to know who you're dealing with here. Because He's in control of all things, He can take anything and suddenly turn it into your favor. So when you're about to quit, when you think there's hopelessness, when you feel you have been forgotten, remember that word suddenly, because that means that a divine reversal is possible in your circumstance. And God doesn't need days, weeks, months, years, decades, and centuries to do it. Now, He has that option, but He has another option, and that is to turn it around quickly. Don't give up on God, because if you don't, you'll discover He hasn't given up on you.
The pastor's perspective was brought to you by Salem Baptist Church in Lake, Mississippi. Salem is my home church, and I'm thrilled that they've partnered with The Morning Show to help us bring you, well, not only the best music in the world, but encouragement and words of life straight from God's Word. Brother Larry Duncan and the entire congregation at Salem, they invite you to come and visit whenever you get the chance. We're located just a few miles off of I-20 coming through mid-Mississippi. So if you live in our area, if you're ever traveling through our area on a Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, well, you stop off the lake exit and visit with us. Thank you to Salem Baptist Church for bringing you your pastor's perspective.
Here and now I'm reminded this is not my home. Here and now more than ever, Lord, I don't belong. And my heart is always yearning for a place I've never been. Everything about the hill can hardly wait for that meeting in the air. Oh, I'm ready, ready for the then and there. Here and now I'm looking to the eastern sky. Here and now I'm focused on that heavenly prize. And I know that day is dawning, though no man knows just when. We'll see Jesus coming. Oh, I'm ready for the there and then. I'm ready for the then and there. When I walk through the gates of glory, there I'll see my Savior face to face. Tell all of heaven my story. I can tell them about the time, I can take them to the place, how I made it all the way by grace. I can hardly wait for the meeting in the air. Oh, I'm ready, ready for the then and there. Oh, I'm ready for the then and there. When I walk through the gates of glory, there I'll see my Savior face to face. Tell all of heaven my story. I'll tell them at the time, I can take them to the place, how I made it all the way by grace. I can hardly wait for the meeting in the air. Oh, I'm ready, ready for the then and there. Oh, I'm ready, ready for the then and there. Yes, I'm ready, ready for the then and
I didn't come here to ask you for anything. I just came to talk with you, Lord. You've answered a million prayers or more that I forgot to thank you for, but I just came to talk with you, Lord. Maybe tomorrow there'll be trouble and sorrow and 1,000 teardrops may fall, but until I face tomorrow's task, I have no special favor to ask. I just came to talk with you, Lord. How many times, Lord, have these troubles brought me down to my knees? But I just came to talk with you, Lord. I have no selfish motive in mind. Just want to thank you for all those other times that I just came to talk with you, Lord. And maybe tomorrow there'll be trouble and sorrow and 1,000 teardrops may fall, but until I face tomorrow's task, I have no special favor to ask. I just came to talk with you, Lord. I just came to talk with you, Lord.
Well, there seems to be no stopping the award-winning band Kane. We love Kane. We love to play them on the morning show. They kicked off the year with some new music and embarking on their first ever headlining spring tour. They made their Grand Ole Opry debut appearance, and they traveled to New York to appear on Fox and Friends and Sirius XM. Now they have received the huge news that their very first single ever, Rise Up, you know that song, it has now been certified gold. Not many people can ever say they have a gold single, gold album, gold anything. But now Kane can. On top of that, their viral single, I'm So Blessed, well, it took over the streaming front, amassing more than 1 million streams for every week so far in 2023. That is mind-blowing. And because of its social media popularity, more than 200,000 people have created their own video using the music from I'm So Blessed, accounting for 300 million additional views on social media and growing their social media reach by 185%. Wow, doesn't get much better than that right there. Congratulations to Kane. They appear to be changing.
Wonder about worries. Consider circumstances growing out of control. Do you debate your dilemmas? Speculate on the outcomes. It can sure weigh heavy on your soul. But if you'll think about no more fears in a land where tears are forever wiped away, if you'll think about going home and the joy you'll know seeing Jesus face to face, your fear of the future fades when you're sure there's a hope beyond compare. It'll really help you live down here though trouble's coming near. If you'll think about there, instead of fretting about tomorrow, focus on the new song rising out of heaven and the glory we will share. Instead of bogging down and humdrum, chart a course for the kingdom. It'll do you so much good to think about there. Cause if you'll think about no more fears in a land where tears are forever wiped away, if you'll think about going home and the joy you'll know seeing Jesus face to face, your fear of the future fades when you're sure there's a hope beyond compare. It'll really help you live down here though trouble's coming near. If you think about there. So friend, keep looking up. Set your mind on things above. If you'll think about no more fears in a land where tears are forever wiped away, if you'll think about going home and the joy you'll know seeing Jesus face to face, your fear of the future fades when you're sure there's a hope beyond compare. It'll really help you live down here though trouble's coming near. It'll really help you live down here though trouble's coming near. If you'll think about that.
If you're looking for grass-fed beef that's USDA certified, look no further than our friends at J&L Farms. J&L Farms raises 100% grass-fed beef with no additives. J&L Farms sells steaks, ribeye, sirloins, New York strip, or any of your favorite steak cuts. They also sell roast, hamburger meat, any kind of specialty beef you want. They can get it done for you. Grass-fed beef is a healthy choice because it's leaner and has significantly lower levels of saturated fat. It's also higher in vitamins and antioxidants. It's simply a healthier choice for your body. So for special pricing or request pickup locations, you need to call our friend Larry Mathis at J&L Farms at 601-917-8063. That's 601-917-8063. Be good to your heart. Make the healthy choice. Choose delicious grass-fed beef from J&L Farms.
Another new song this morning. This one is coming from Glory Way. You remember them, right? They've been our featured artist before. That's Justin Crank's group. Justin is a big buddy of mine. He went with Tate and I to the Grand Ole Opry. We had a big time. Here's Glory Way. You'll recognize the song, Red Letters.
There I was on death row, guilty in the first degree. The Son of God hanging on a hill. Hell was my destiny. The crowd was shouting, crucify. Could have come from these lips of mine. The dirty shame was killing me. It would take a miracle to wash me clean. Then I read the red letters, and the ground began to shake. The prison walls started falling, and I became a free man that day. It felt like lightning hit my veins. My dead heart began to beat. The breath of God filled my lungs. Then the Holy Ghost awakened me. Yeah, the Holy Ghost awakened me. When I read the red letters, and the ground began to shake. The prison walls started falling, and I became a free man that day. For God so loved the whole wide world, sent his only Son to die for me. Arms spread wide for the whole wide world. His arms spread wide where mine should be. Jesus changed my destiny. Thank you, God, for red letters. When the ground began to shake, the grace of God started falling. I became a free man. I was a free man. I became a free man that day. So thank you, God, for red letters. When the ground began to shake, the grace of God started falling, and I became a free man that day. The grace of God started falling. I am a free man just about time. Joy's gonna come in the morning. The devil hasn't lost this battle. He can't hold back the dawning. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy's gonna come in the morning. About time, joy's gonna come in the morning. The devil hasn't lost this battle. He can't hold back the dawning. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy's gonna come in the morning. Hallelujah, I hear the voice of the Lord. Joy's gonna come in the morning. The sun's gonna shine, it's just about time. Joy's gonna come in the morning. The devil has lost his battle. He can't hold back the dawning. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy's gonna come in the morning. Hallelujah, I hear the voice of the Lord. Joy's gonna come in the morning. The sun's gonna shine, it's just about time. Joy's gonna come in the morning. The devil has lost his battle. He can't hold back the dawning. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy's gonna come in the morning. The old devil has lost this battle. He can't hold back the dawning. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy's gonna come in the morning. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy's gonna come in the morning.
Are you a fan of the Robertson family? You know, Duck Dynasty, Duck Commander. Well, if you are, you want to know about this. There is a brand new movie coming out called The Blind, and it is the true story of the Robertson family. Here is a quote from Phil Robertson, the official Duck Commander. This comes from his Facebook page. It is a quote straight from Phil. It says, "Miss Kay, I love you, and I'm grateful to my bones that you kept on loving me. My family is now telling our story the way it needs to be told. Raw moments, rough edges, good times, and bad." Now, to get updates and to watch the teaser trailer next week, it will be available next week. Make sure that you're signed up at theblindmovie.com, and you can hear all about this. It's going to be coming out September the 28th. Now, that may seem like a long way away, but I promise you it is not. It will be here before you know it. So September the 28th, the movie The Blind is coming out, and it's the absolute true story, so they say, of Phil and Kay Robertson. Their daughter, Corey Robertson, is one of the producers of the movie. So, hey, there's got to be a whole lot of truth behind it, right? I'm excited. I'm going to make sure that I see.
He was just a country preacher pronouncing benediction. His message had been simple, a child could understand. He looked out from the pulpit, he closed his tattered Bible, said, "Bow your heads, close your eyes, and take your neighbor's hand. And now go spread the gospel. Use as few words as possible. They'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day. Let your life be a beacon. Let your light shine for Jesus. Go spread the gospel as we leave this place.
He said, when you get down to it, it's not that complicated. We're all his disciples, like Peter, James, and Paul. No, we're not great physicians, and we can't feed the masses, but we can tell the world about the man who did it all.
And now go spread the gospel. Use as few words as possible. They'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day. We can all be a witness to his grace and forgiveness. Go spread the gospel as we leave this place.
Go tell the greatest story of the cross and all the glory
of the risen Savior and an empty grave. And now go spread the gospel. Use as few words as possible. They'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day. Let your life be a beacon. Let your light shine for Jesus. Go spread the gospel as we leave this place.
We're glad you're listening this morning to The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
You're listening to The Morning Show. And now it's time for a few moments of laughter with one of the funniest guys I know, Mark Lowry.
Hey, show that picture of Nanny and Pawpaw. I want y'all to meet my nanny. This is my mama's parents, Nanny and Pawpaw. That is Pawpaw on the right. And that is Nanny on the left. And back in the 30s, a preacher was going door to door visiting, and he knocked on their door at 911 Prince in Houston, Texas, and led Pawpaw to the Lord. And then Pawpaw told Nanny she's gonna get saved, and we think she did. And my mama met my daddy in that church. It was the Berean Baptist Church in Houston, Texas. Brother H. Frank Fort was our pastor. I grew up in that church and used to go to choir practice. Mama would be in the choir, and I'd be exploring the old sanctuary. I had a wonderful time in that church. And I was asleep on Nanny's arm, 1963. I was 5 years old, and Brother Fort was preaching on Sunday morning, and all of a sudden he had a stroke on his third point, and he died. And he always said he wanted to die preaching, and he got to. And so the committee got together. You know, the Independent Baptists, they do everything by committee, and so they got together. And you know what a committee, you know what a camel is? It's a horse that was built by a committee. So they started searching for a new preacher, and they found this young fella right out of cemetery, and he came to our church and started preaching that we were gonna have to go through the Great Tribulation in a Baptist church. We was counting on the rapture. Well, my daddy didn't want to go through the Great Tribulation. So we crossed the street and joined a Baptist church that was going in the rapture. We sure did. We did. And I always felt sorry for those people at the old church having to go through that tribulation when they could have walked across the street.
The comedy segment was brought to you by John G. Weatherford Incorporated. John G. Weatherford Incorporated? Well, they're proud to be connected to the morning show. They're known to most as Weatherford Oil. They're a third-generation owned and operated family business that values God, family, employees, and customers. For over 40 years, they've been providing diesel, gasoline, motor oil, hydraulic fluid, grease, and logging supplies to some of Mississippi's best loggers, farmers, chicken growers, land managers, municipalities, individuals, and convenience stores. Whether you need large or small quantities, well, they'd love the opportunity to talk to you about supplying all of your fuel and oil needs. With 2 locations, they proudly serve Scott, Lauderdale, Newton, Smith, Neshoba, Jasper, Clark, Kemper, Rankin, and Leake counties. If you appreciate Weatherford Oil helping to bring you the morning show, well, we would appreciate it if you'd call John at Meridian 601-693-0981, 601-693-0981, or Jason in Forest, 601-469-3931. That's 601-469-3931. And let them take care of all of your fuel and oil needs. We appreciate them. We appreciate you.
Wasn't just charisma when the light began to shine. It took a voice with power to bring the dead back to life. It wasn't a magic moment when miracles appeared. The lame could leap, the dumb could speak, the deaf began to hear. Just because he said so, I'm gonna believe it 'cause he said so. Reach out and receive it 'cause he said so. Gonna give him thanks because he said so. You can take it to the bank. I know that I know that I know because he said so. Critics call me crazy when I speak of royalty. They just can't understand it, how I'm a child of the king. It's not just a name to claim it, it's written down above. Now I'm an heir, I'll take my share. It's sealed and done. Just because he said so, I'm gonna believe it 'cause he said so. Reach out and receive it 'cause he said so. Gonna give him thanks because he said so. You can take it to the bank. I know that I know that I know because he said so. I know that 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 I know. Just because he said so, I'm gonna believe it 'cause he said so. Reach out and receive it 'cause he said so. Gonna give him thanks because he said so. You can take it to the bank. I know that I know that I know because he said so. I'm gonna believe it 'cause he said so. Reach out and receive it 'cause he said so. Gonna give him thanks because he said so. You can take it to the bank. I know that I know that I know because he said so. I know that I know that I know because he said so. He said so.
There's power in those pages. Grab a Bible, look it up. You won't find a loophole to water down the blood. That crown of thorns was jagged, the nails pierced in the wood. We can't sugarcoat the story just to make the lost feel good. If that rubs you wrong, take it up with the boss. 'Cause I ain't sanding off the edges of that old rugged cross. I ain't apologizing for standing on the truth. I won't stand before the Lord with some old lame excuse. I'm marching right behind him. He said don't count the cost. So I ain't sanding off the edges of that old rugged cross. I'll tell it on the mountain and everywhere I go. The Lord told me don't worry if he steps on your toes. That serpent likes to whisper lies into our ear, like don't believe the scripture. We don't need this part right here. Well, he's full of that sense of garden. Hey, get behind me, hoss, 'cause I ain't sanding off the edges of that old rugged cross. I ain't apologizing for standing on the truth. I won't stand before the Lord with some old lame excuse. I'm marching right behind him. He said don't count the cost, so I ain't sanding off the edges of that old rugged cross. This gospel bus is headed north. The wide road takes you south. Don't get left behind, my friend. You're either in or out. I ain't apologizing for standing on the truth. I won't stand before the Lord with some old lame excuse. I'm marching right behind him. He said don't count the cost, so I ain't sanding off the edges of that old rugged cross. Out and be a blessing, tell the truth and trust the message. Don't sand off the edges of that old rugged cross.
Have you heard the news about Bed Bath & Beyond? You're going to be upset about this if you like to shop there. Now, I've been in the store a few times, but I never have been a faithful Bed Bath & Beyond person. But now, if you hadn't heard, they are officially done. They have filed for bankruptcy. I believe it was last week, just recently. So they're done. They have officially thrown in the towel. And if you're down and out about that, I have a little bit of good news. Bed Bath & Beyond was always faithful to put out coupons. They're kind of known for that. They introduced its oversized coupon for 20% off a single item about 3 decades ago. They're oversized postcard-like mailers that you get in the mail, and, well, they're just kind of become a big thing for Bed Bath & Beyond. And you may be out of luck now at Bed Bath & Beyond to ever use those coupons anymore, but Big Lots, you know the store Big Lots. I know we have them here in Mississippi. They must be an awful lot of places. There are 1,425 Big Lots in the nation. Big Lots has stepped up to the plate, and they say they are going to assist shoppers nationwide by accepting expired Bed Bath & Beyond coupons. Well, at least until May the 7th. So you've got this week. For this week only, you can take any Bed Bath & Beyond coupons that you have, even if they are expired, even if they're old. You can take those coupons into a Big Lots, and you will receive 20% off any purchase $50 or more. This does not apply to online purchases. You have to go inside the store. And it's only this week now. It actually only goes through May the 7th. So you've got just a few days to take advantage of this deal. Big Lots put out a statement that says the following. At Big Lots, our mission is to help people live big and save lots, which means we're always thinking of ways to step up and deliver even more value to consumers. So we wanted to pass that message along to you. Maybe a little way to save you some money there. Bed Bath & Beyond, they're done.
Desert barren and dry. Even though God gave them quail and bread from heaven, with a cloud by day and fire by night, God said, I've heard your cries, remember who I am. Trust in my provision till you reach the promised land. You might have to wait, you might have to pray more than you usually do. You may be afraid, you may have lost your faith in all you ever knew, but God won't lead you where He won't keep you, and He'll be with you in the wilderness. You feel alone and distant. God, are you listening? As far as you can see, there is no end. What could be the reason? How long is the season? When will you hear His voice again? God said, I've heard your cries, remember who I am. Trust in my provision till you reach the promised land. You might have to wait, you might have to pray more than you usually do. You may be afraid, you may have lost your faith in all you ever knew, but God won't lead you where He won't keep you, and He'll be with you in the wilderness. In the wilderness. I know it feels all wrong, but the wilderness ain't home. You won't have to be there long, so keep moving on. You might have to wait, and you might have to pray more than you usually do. You may be afraid, you may have lost your faith in all you ever knew, but God won't lead you where He won't keep you, and He'll be with you in the wilderness. In the wilderness.
Gordon Mote, he has a brand new album. Hey, today is just all about new music. Have you noticed that? He has a new project coming out May the 26th, but the first single is out now. It's called The First Song. See how you like it?
I've been a lot of miles down a lot of roads, never one regret on my journey home, singing about the one who is guiding me every day. I've sung a lot of songs about mercy, I've sung a lot of songs about grace, but I'm gonna be singing a new song when I finally see my Savior's face. Let me tell you about the first song that I'm ever gonna sing. When I wake up in glory at the Father's feet, I'm thanking for the cross and thanking for the peace that carried me over Jordan's river deep. The first song will be a song of praise. I'll be humming up the melody through heavenly gates. I've been counting down the days, waiting so long.
tell you about the good folks over at Hometown Roots in Sebastopol, Mississippi. They are restocked with new goodies, new gifts. New drop-offs have been made, and we want you to know now, graduation's just around the corner. Mother's Day is just around the corner. It's the time, for sure, to go to Hometown Roots. If you're ever going to go, well, now is the time to go. Simply B designs are available. The Tyler products, they are restocked with all of those. They've got a lot of jewelry on sale. They've got new fashion, new tops, new dresses, whatever you're looking for. They've got more than you can imagine they've got. If you'll just go, I promise it will blow your mind. Hometown Route, 601-625-7512. And if you don't even know what you need for graduation and Mother's Day, don't worry. Kitty will tell you. I have to get her advice every time I go. She will point you in the right direction. Hometown Roots. It's always the place to go. Go right away and tell them that we...
Greetings, everyone. This is Randy, your morning show announcer, taking time to tell you about Lang's Locksmith from right here in Lake Mississippi. Lang's Locksmith is locally owned and operated by Kenny Lang and offers services for all of your residential, commercial, and church facilities. He offers master keying, rekeying, lock replacement, padlocks keyed to your existing home, business, or church key, master brand padlocks keyed to your existing master padlock key. Locked out of your home, automobile, or business? No big deal. Just call our friends at Lang's Locksmith at 601-906-7764. That's 601-906-7764. Give them a call, leave a message, and Kenny Lang or someone from his staff will get back with you just as soon as they can. Hey, thanks again for supporting Miss Natalie and the Morning Show right here on Live 365. And as always, may the Lord richly bless you.
With Weston and Christy Henson, and I want you to know that they are going to be in our area this Saturday night, May the 6th. They're just right here in Pearl, Mississippi at the Pearl Community Center. This event is going to start at 6:30. There are several other artists who are singing as well, so I don't know what time the Henson family will be performing, but the event starts at 6:30. Tickets, if you buy them beforehand, they are $10. They are $12 at the door. I don't know even where you get the tickets, so I would just suggest getting them at the door. I plan on being there to hear the Henson family. Maybe I will see you there. It's this Saturday night, May the 6th, at the Pearl Community Center. I'll remind you about this every day this week.
He was radically saved, pulled from the grave, the moment that God showed up. Headed home one day, totally changing that rusted old beat-up truck. And everybody knew there was something new, but they couldn't quite explain. The man who left for work that morning didn't come home the same. He became a fire-breathing, devil-chasing, soul-saving, life-speaking, heart-praying kind of a man. From Monday to Sunday, he lived the same way, wrecking all the devil's plans. And he walked the talk and he talked the truth with a Bible in his hand. Everybody knew my old grandpappy was a Rocky Top preaching man. Well, he'd preach the cross and he'd reach the lost at many a back road church. And from town to town and miles around, people come to watch God work. And everybody knew there was something new, but they couldn't quite explain. The proof was on those homemade altars where sins were washed away. He was a fire-breathing, devil-chasing, soul-saving, life-speaking, heart-praying kind of a man. From Monday to Sunday, he lived the same way, wrecking all the devil's plans. And he walked the talk and he talked the truth with a Bible in his hand. Everybody knew my old grandpappy was a Rocky Top preacher man. Oh, he was a fire-breathing, devil-chasing, soul-saving, life-speaking, heart-praying kind of a man. From Monday to Sunday, he lived the same way, wrecking all the devil's plans. And he walked the talk and he talked the truth with a Bible Everybody knew my old grandpappy was a Rocky Top preacher man. I said everybody knew my old grandpappy was a Rocky Top preacher man.
What a fun day it's been on this Monday morning on the morning show. You come back tomorrow, we'll do it all over again, and we're going to go out with our featured artist of the week. We are celebrating the Guardians today. Hey, if the day gets tough, just breathe in and breathe out. We'll make it together. See you tomorrow.
I'm always trying to be the man who would take a stand for what I believe. Lend my brother a helping hand, doing what I can for someone in need. Tried to be good and sometimes I could, but other days it didn't work out. I was hot and then cold, meek and then bold. Trust the Lord and then have a doubt. You might think I'm not good enough, but that's a great thing about God's love. I breathe in, I breathe out. Nothing's gonna ever change why he would trade his life on that cross for my crown. And the only thing I have to do to ever make him love me is breathe in and breathe out. There's always gonna be someone who will be telling you you don't measure up. It doesn't matter how much you do, from their point of view, it's never enough. But God really loves you, he's thinking of you, and you're the apple of his eye. He's a friend and a savior, you have his favor, so leave the world's opinions behind. I don't worry about what people say, I just remember the price he paid. I breathe in, I breathe out. Nothing's gonna ever change why he would trade his life on that cross for my crown. And the only thing I have to do to ever make him love me is breathe in and breathe out. I know I don't deserve it, found I couldn't earn it. Jesus paid it all and I'm free. The only way to show it to a world that doesn't know it is to live it and give it. All he's asking of me is breathe in and breathe out. Nothing's gonna ever change why he would trade his life on that cross for my crown. And the only thing I have to do to ever make him love me is breathe in and breathe out. Nothing's gonna ever change why he would trade his life on that cross for my crown. And the only thing I have to do to ever make him love me is breathe in and breathe out. I breathe in and breathe out. Oh, breathe in and breathe out. I breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
You've been listening to The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons. We're glad you joined us. We want to invite you back tomorrow when once again you'll hear some of the very best in gospel music and some of the finest in Christian entertainment. Will you join us tomorrow? Is it a date? We'll look for you then. God bless and goodbye, everybody.